back with letter number 13 from Elias Davis to his family from the Civil War. This letter actually is addressed to his in-laws, the Lathems, and it is dated May 21st, 1862, from camp 4 miles from Richmond, Virginia. You're going to have to bear with me. This is the longest letter to date, and perhaps one of the longest ones that he sent over a 3-year period. So here we go. Dear Father and Mother, we have seen some hard service since my return from home. Hard marches, close confinement in trenches for 3 weeks, and we have done some hard fighting. We have not had any tents since my return. We have been scarce of clothing, money, and food, but we have had generally a superabundance of body lice. We did not retreat from Yorktown because we were afraid to fight McClellan, but General Johnson wants to get him away from his gunboats in order that we may exterminate his whole army. Richmond will not be surrendered. I would have been so much delighted if New Orleans had been burnt. New Orleans is in ashes, would be worth more to us, to our cause, than would be many victories gained in battlefields. You have doubtless seen an account or report of fight at Williamsburg. The fight was hard but brilliant on our part. We chased the enemy more than a mile. When we would charge on them, many of them would throw down their loaded guns and run. Fight commenced at 8 o'clock a.m., continued until after dark. Hard fighting commenced at 12 midnight, I believe is what this says. Fighting up to that time was skirmish fighting. I narrowly escaped with my life. More than half of our company present was hit by balls, including those whose clothing was shot. That day's fighting was the hardest day's work I have ever done. I am sorry we were forced to leave our wounded men at mercy of enemy. We could have brought them with us, but moving them would have killed a great many of them. They are prisoners, poor fellows. I hope they will be treated kindly. Rumor says those able to travel have been paroled and sent to Richmond. I don't believe the rumor. Some of them will be at home before you get this. Poor Bester Wood, with the others killed, was left on battlefield. When he was shot, he called me several times and died. I did not hear him on account roar of musketry. I am so sorry I did not see him before he died. He was a gentleman and a good soldier. He was always ready to do his duty, and he bravely died at his post in defense of his country. I hope his relatives and friends' bereavement is his gain. I was at Richmond a few days ago. Nothing attractive there. City is nearly exhausted of nearly everything a soldier needs. The supply of boots and shoes is very scanty and alarmingly costly. I saw a pair of boots sell for $30. I paid $5 for a common pair of pegged shoes. We are pleasantly located here, convenient to good water. I don't know how long we will remain here. Our movements will be governed by those of McClellan. We have unlimited confidence in General Johnson's patriotism, bravery, and ability to outgeneral the Federals' Napoleon. If he comes here to fight us, we expect to devour his whole army. Health of our army is good, and we are quite cheerful. We are confident of our final success, though we are aware that many of us must sacrifice our lives to achieve our independence. It has been the result of my observation since commencement of this war to discover that those who complain most are those who are doing nothing, nor will they do anything to liberate their country. Let them alone, let them draw down long faces, and go about public places complaining of their immense sacrifices, whilst really they are making more money than they have ever made before. These war times is their days. Ours will come after the war. I want to get into the guerrilla service if the war continues long. I expect to enter the service if I live. If I were in Alabama now, I would kill a few of those Yankees at Huntsville. I have been informed that Robert Van would shortly wed Miss Martin. They are all well met. It is diamond cut diamond. But here is what surprises me. That woman who has been the wife of such a man as Lewis Martin was, can go to bed with such a man or such a trick as Bob Van. I am mighty glad all women are not alike, or I am rejoiced to know that the major part of them have a better taste than Miss Martin has, or will soon manifest. If Miss Martin has no more respect for herself than to wed a Van of the Van and Bell Cross, respect for the memory of her husband and her daughters ought to deter her from such a proceeding. Is the woman insane? Now what kind of things will those be who are to come after them? I have a perfect contempt for Vans of the Bell Cross, and I want them to know it. My idea of a future place of punishment is for a moderately good person to be confined among a settlement of just such people. You must excuse me for expressing opinions so uncouthly. Some people have done me and my family injustices that have sunk deeply into my heart, and my thirst for revenge is more urgent than that of the hungry wolf for food. I can forgive the repentant. How can I forgive those who have wantonly attempted to mar the happiness of my family and still persist in so doing? I am more resentful of happiness of my wife and child than I am of my life. It is my high aim on earth to make my family happy in the future. If I am spared to return home, we will be happy if we can only be blessed with health and reasonable luck. Our regiment is not the regiment it was 5 months ago. Colonel Woodward is a poor, unintelligible. He is a brave man, but has no other qualifications for position he occupies. I shall not be surprised if we petition him to resign. If we petition him to do so and he refuses, we will prefer charges of the incompetency against him. Our drills are farces, and he is the star actor. Letters from different portions of Alabama state that the prospective wheat crop is sorry. I hope wheat is not injured by rust as badly as was anticipated. If the wheat crop fails, we will have hard times. I have not received but 4 letters from Georgia since I left home. Last I received was today, dated 30th of April, though I received one from her day before yesterday, dated 12th of May. I will hear from home more regularly now. I hope this may find you and family well. Georgia wrote to me that you are afflicted with rheumatism and that Miss Latham's health was not good. I hope both of you have improved. Say to Georgiana that I will send her money by first safe opportunity. Also tell her that I have a sufficiency of clothing and plenty to eat, and that I now have a tent to sleep in. The men have no tents, but 1 tent to accompany. If we remain here long, we will draw tents. Tell Georgia that I will write to her in a few days, day after tomorrow. I would have written to her tonight. I had not determined to write to you. Candles she made me are excellent for camp life. I have quite saving of them. Ralph was much pleased with his candle, and better pleased because she sent it to him. Farewell, your son, Elias Davis.